Hi guys, hope all is well. Hope you're having a great day. I was having a conversation this week with a couple of people. I ran into an old friend of mine, which I've been somewhat mentoring over the years about entrepreneurship and business, being a business owner, and so on and so forth. And we went into this dialogue about entrepreneurs. Here's a question I'm going to pose to you. You feel free to comment to it whenever you get a chance to finish watching the video. Are people born entrepreneurs, or is entrepreneurship something you developed? Um, I'm going to say it is something you develop, not what you're born with. Um, Nobody come out of the womb growing up saying, "Hey, I want to be." You grow up with the idea to own your own, and you never understand how it evolves and develops. I've always, grown up around my family. We had small businesses, and so I had to work into them every summer. I get the summer break, um, and so I developed the desire to want to own my own. I didn't want people controlling my time and my destiny. I didn't want to really have a boss. I have nothing about employers because I have an employer myself, or people who want to work for a company. But that was just not the cloth I'm cut from, or the desire I developed over the years. But let's get back on with the story of entrepreneurship. Actually, my first thought on that was years ago. I went for a job. I saw a job in the paper. I applied for it, and when I went for the job, the interview went phenomenally great. I loved it. I wanted to do this. It was in the world of finance. I was going to be trained to be a broker, the whole nine yard. But at the end of the meeting, the gentleman who owned the company said to me, "We don't pay you a salary. You get paid a commission." And that whole concept threw me off because I was used to, prior to then, working at the end of the week, you get paid a salary. So it's like, once you put in your time, at the end of the day, there's going to be a check given to you. But this time he says, "No, we're not doing that. That means if you sell something or you close a deal, that's when you get paid." And I remember that one started me because I knew I had bills. I had rent to pay. I got to buy food. I got to buy a bus pass. I was living in Toronto at the time. A bus pass so I can get around the city and get to where I'm going to go to. So, and I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have any money saved up to any large quantity to feel comfortable about. So I started thinking about it. I was going to take the job and turn it down. And the gentleman says, "No, don't turn it down. Try it. Try it for at least, can you survive for at least a month without a salary just to learn the ropes?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I can cover the next month or two rent." I wasn't thinking about food because there was not a lot of wiggle room in that for food. But I had food in the cupboard, so I know if I budget right, I could eat right, I could be fine. So I took the job, and I remember when the first 2 weeks went around, I didn't make a sale. I didn't have any extra money, and I started getting worried. Does this make sense? Because I'm working and not getting any money, but in the process, I'm learning, and but the customers are still saying, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that." And about my fourth week into it, because I was signed up for a 3-year training program. Um, in the fourth week, I made a sale, and it was a substantial sale. But it really hit me when I got my commission check and see how big it was, and I'm like, it made the 4 weeks that I had worked through, and all the fatigue and frustration and anxiety I was going through, it like it automatically vanished once I saw that check, how big it was. And from then I said, I can do this. I realized that I had the ability to write my own ticket. So from then on, I started figuring out my sales pitch and my delivery and my skills and how I get people to, and how to ask for the credit card and how to close the deal till I became the top salesman, top broker in that company for the period of time I was there. They were writing me so many big checks, it was unbelievable. I was blown away. And I realized that I never want to be paid a salary ever again. I wanted to be paid for my talent and my skill. And moreover, I figured out that if I'm getting paid this type of commission on a deal, how much is the company making? And I did run the numbers and I said, I prefer to be an owner versus an employee. And the rest is history. Now, to say that, what I figured out is that becoming an entrepreneur is something that you have to work on and develop. Because as an entrepreneur, because you write your own ticket, there be days you don't make a sale. There be weeks you don't make a sale. But the way you set yourself up, you have money set aside for those days. When the days come around that you're making tremendous amount of sales and you're bringing in large amounts of money, you start stacking aside for those days when things are not going great or sales are being made. So entrepreneur is something you develop. It's also a mindset. I can teach you every strategy you need to know about business and sales and marketing and the whole 9 yards. But if you don't have your mind right when it comes to this game of entrepreneurship and business owner, you're never going to last. I'm going to be straight up. Because this is a game you're going to sometimes have to develop patience, thick skin, stick-to-itiveness. You have to not worry about the voices that's outside you saying negative things or whatever they're going to say. Your biggest battle is corralling and containing the voice in your head. And that's the voice you're fighting against. Even when you have bad days, not to speak negative over your bad days, but speak positive over them. Keep encouraging yourself. Shut out all the negative voices and all the naysayers and everything, because every one of us have had our fair share of naysayers in our lives. I've had mine. I've known every successful person has gone through that. They have fallen and bust their heads many times with failures of doing what they're trying to do. But when they get it right, it takes off like a rocket. Now, when it takes off, that doesn't mean it's time for you to relax and take it easy. That's when you now have the money in your hand or the success. You start organizing it and budgeting it and put it in the right place, because there will be time that it's going to show that's out of your control, that things are going to be slow and slowing down, and sales that you used to make are not going to be made anymore. But if you can contain that voice in your head, then all the strategies you're going to learn, all the business techniques you're going to learn are going to become beneficial to you. But if you can't contain that voice, I'll tell you, there's nothing I can teach you that will make you successful. Nothing. The game of business and life is not just a learning theoretical knowledge game. It's a game about what's going on inside our head. It's the battle you're having with yourself about what you're looking at. Because there are going to be frustrations. There are going to be days and sometimes having the wrong people in your corner is the worst thing to have. Sometimes you have to get rid of them. Sometimes it's best not to tell them anything, because they're never going to say anything positive to you to encourage you to go for it. But the person you're having a conversation with in your head, if you can tell yourself that yes, you can, and continue developing that self-confidence, then when you hit that mountain, even the naysayers will have to say, wow, you did it. So keep having the conversation. The question is, who's speaking in your ears? Whose voice are you listening to? Whose words running through your mind? Because if you're having all the negativity and all this stuff going on in your head, and you can't encourage yourself and motivate yourself and inspire yourself, you're not going to get far. So to be an entrepreneur is not about just techniques and strategies. It's about what's going on inside. What are you saying to yourself? How are you inspired? Are you telling yourself, I can do all things because God is with me? Because my success is built 100% around my faith. That means it's not about me. It's about who I believe, who is inside of me, who is encouraging me, who am I leaning on, who is my strength and my source. Those are the things are the backbone to my success, because I can put all the strategies in place and still it doesn't take off. but the word, what's encouraging me keeps me going until it takes off. Have a great day. Keep encouraging yourself.